Hey YouTube, it's me. I'm making a video kind of late at night. Just doing some homework and some other stuff, watching some Sports Center, watching them on Shumpert's Nasty Dunk, and figured I'd make a deck tech to see what you guys think. I noticed my videos are like I have like 260 something channel video views in total, which is pretty bad, I know, but I know my first deck tech got somewhat of a good amount of views. But I would like for those, I'd rather have comments than views, because comments help me out with a deck. I know one really nice guy commented and helped me out. I mean, that deck wasn't really a deck that I still use. I made it better anyway. But, with this deck especially, I would like help because it is a Dragon's Maze deck, and it's like all standard, and it's going to be standard for a while now that Dragon's Maze has some cards. So, yeah, here we go. So, I separate it by creatures, players, and everything like that, and enchantment sorceries. So, for players, we have Gideon, Champion of Justice. Okay. Now, for creatures, we have this deck is like, I played it against my brother, and it's just fun to play with because it's just like really funny, aggravating, like people with it, kind of. But it's, I don't know, it's a fun deck to play with. But I don't know how it'll do. You guys have to tell me. Like, will it do decent, or will it get murdered, or will it do okay, or how will this deck hold up? I mean, the fact that it can hold off until I can do decently good things makes me think that it's a decent deck and it will work, but, I mean, I don't know. So here's creatures based on their drop, okay? So it's pretty slow, but you'll see as the deck develops. Boros Elite for 1/1 drops. 3 Silvercoat Lions. 2 Azorius Arrestor. Now, I like him because he's a 2/1 for 2, but then he has his detain ability, and I like that. The way this deck is supposed to run is I'm supposed to stop every creature that my opponent plays until I can get like Gideon's out, and I could like, if I always detain or take away their creatures with pacifism and stuff, then the creatures won't die. They'll be on the battlefield for a while. So then I can use Gideon's ability. That's just like one way of doing it. But the idea is that I can hold off all of their creatures until I can get a bunch of my creatures out and basically take over. So detaining, if you don't know what that is, you could have read it, but it's basically the target creature of your choice can't attack or block until your next turn. So it's like a free attack. So Sarah Avenger for 2, I like her because of her flying and vigilance. You can use her in her first, second, or third turns, but that's not that big of a deal, I guess. I know this is a 3-drop 3/1, but it has flying and it has its detain ability. I think the way I like this deck to work is that every single thing either has flying or it's detaining something. So it's hard to stop this, really. This creature, it's a 4-drop 3/2 with flying and hexproof. I like it. It's not bad. Alright, here's a decent one. He's a 4-drop 2/2, and when he enters the battlefield, detain up to 2 target creatures of my choice. So I'll be detaining a lot of their creatures so that my other teachers can attack. Another one of these, I should have put them together, but whatever, it's not that big a deal. A Sarah Avenger, just because this deck didn't really have a lot of creatures. There's a 4/4 with vigilance and flying, so I was like, why not? It's kind of expensive. I mean, a 5-drop, but whatever. I usually like to do like a 1-drop should have at least a 1/1, a 2-drop should have at least a 2/2, a 3-drop should have at least a 3/3, a 4-drop should have 4/4, 5-drop 5/5, that kind of thing. But he's a 5-drop with 4/4, but he has flying and vigilance, so he makes up for it. This card's cool because I like to have a lot of different creatures out. He's a 1/5 with flying and vigilance, so it's like I could just swing it for 1 real quick, and then I can still use him for a very good blocker. I mean, a 5-drop, kind of costly, so he's not that good. To him, by the way. He doesn't do any detaining, sadly. I have 2 of these, 11 of the 10th. I would like 4. I need to get more. I have the 1 foiling one and then 1 non-foiling one. He has protection from, or she has protection from red. It's a 5.44, and when it enters the battlefield, detain each non-land permanent your opponent's control with a converted mana class 4 or less. That's a very good card. And then Archon of the Triumphant, and when he enters the battlefield, detain up to 2 target. It's just 7.45. Not that good. Okay. So, now on to enchantments. Not very many enchantments. One of them I like a lot, though. One of them I prefer more than the others. 3 pacifism, which is just like a permanent detain. Oblivion Ring. I have 1 more of him. I don't know where he is. I don't know why I couldn't find him. But there's 1 more of him in this deck. This card I love. When I first read it, I was like, that's so dumb. But then I realized that it was an enchantment. So it's like every upkeep this happens. So it's like, say they pull out like a Rurik Thar, and it's like impossible to be against that Rurik Thar. It keeps doing damage, and it's vigilant and everything. You can completely shut it down each turn. So it's like, you can stop every one of their big creatures every single time. Instants. Here where most of the cards come in here are instants. Let me put them together with... Actually, that's going to take way too long. Alright, so instants. We have... I like this... Whoa. Can you still see? Yeah, you can. I like this card for its detaining ability. Just to keep detaining creatures. Like, say it's turn 2 and you don't have any creatures to play, and your opponent's got 2 Arbor Elves or 3 Arbor Elves out there, or 2 Arbor Elves and a Slitherhead or something. He's got 3 creatures out there on turn 2. You can detain 2 of them and only take 1 of the damage. So I run 2 of him. I think I run more actually, but maybe not. 2 Shielded Passage, prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn. To just to hold off, keep holding off. This is cool because like it doesn't really run with this deck necessarily. It's not like good for this deck. Like it doesn't match everything, but it's just good just to make 2 target creatures unblockable. Downpour I love because you can tap up to 3 target creatures, which is kind of like detaining them in a way. I like this card because it's a 2-drop, and you destroy target enchantment, and then I gain 2 life. So if someone's playing like Rancors or something, well, I probably wouldn't use it on a Rancor actually, now that I think about it. But if somebody's playing something like a pacifism on your best creature, you can get it off. Unsummon to stop people from using their creatures. Smite to destroy target block creature. This is tap X non-land permanents because like that one's a 2-drop and you tap 3, but if I pay with like 5 mana on their turn, I can tap all 5 of their creatures. Like if these are trying to swing for game or something. This is just to destroy a target creature that dealt damage this turn. It's a decent card. Another unsummon. A Essence Scatter, counter target creature spell to get it out of there. Render Silent. I love this card. I need more of him. I need more of him. I already have 2. Because like, say they start their turn by playing an Arbor Elf because they know for a fact they're gonna play an Arbor Elf. They have 5. Excuse me. They have 5 mana. Okay, they use their first one to play an Arbor Elf. Don't let them use the Arbor Elf. Kill their Arbor Elf, and then they can't cast anything else until the end of the turn. So, like I say, I have the creatures detained. That'll like put so much speed on the game. And then another Downpour. Sorry about that. But yeah, Render Silent's a fantastic card. Counter target non-creature spell because I have the one to counter target creature spell. So this just does it all. Like I have both. And Angel's Mercy doesn't really run with the deck, but it's just for life gain. Why not? And then for mana, I'm running 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 islands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 planes. I usually run 3 Mazes End, but I don't know where the other 2 are. I have to go find them. But yeah, so here's the deck. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you guys can make some comments to help me out. But if you look at the deck, I mean, I know it really doesn't seem like it's that much detained, but if you just think about this deck and you just run through with it, you'll usually have one unsummon / negate / essence scatter, that kind of thing, to stop their creatures from playing or render silent. And then you'll have downpours, or the other one that taps X like amount, so you'll tap their creatures, because I have a fair amount of those. Then you'll have Oblivion Rings and Pacifism, stopping creatures for the entire game. So it's like, say they have 2 big beasts, you Pacifism one of them, detain the other one each turn. So then you use all these things that detain every time you play them. You gain life with this, and then Gideon gets bigger because they're detaining all their creatures. They're not really dying, so they're just building more creatures, more and more and more. Because I'm not ever killing them really, so they just have them. And then you play some of the bigger creatures, and then this taps detains all creatures with 4 or less. Yeah, the deck runs really nice together. There's a couple cards that are here just because I like them here, that not really run with the deck, but they're just good cards, like Smite and not Smite. Oh no, it's called Smite. It's called Smite. And then like Smite, Angel's Mercy, Downpour. They're here just because I like the cards, not really because they run with the deck. Like they're not in the theme of it, but they're still good because they're in this colorway. So yeah, that is the deck tech, and I hope you enjoyed.